Hi, Shebahn. Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Good morning. Very, very well,
Good.
thanks. Taking a look at today's back pages for you. A lot about Mr. Arne Slot, who comes to Liverpool once and for all. So back page of the Sun this morning going for Slot Machine, jackpot for Arne, as Salah pledges to fight like hell for the club. Mo Salah handed new Liverpool boss Arne Slot a major boost after vowing to stay and fight like hell to win more trophies. That's back page of the Sun.
He didn't quite say that, actually.
You know
he
what
said,
it's
we
like.
will fight like hell. He didn't say, I'm going to be here fighting like hell.
Our fans
it was a
deserve
collective.
Our fans deserve it, and we will fight like hell. But yes, you're right. I mean, will the Saudi big guns come calling for a lot of cash? And also the focus, Jeff, being what kind of squad will Arne Slot arrive to with the players that are leaving and those who are rumoured to be leaving?
That's the thing. I mean, we're all saying, and correctly, that Jurgen Klopp's left and he's left a sound base of youngsters coming through. However, I think the bigger question is, does your goalkeeper stay, does your centre-half stay, and obviously does Salah stay? That's the biggest questions, I think.
I think enough good players will be staying to give him a chance of a flying start. I'll tell you what, he needs a flying start. Because, you know, this is no free shot for him. If he's not got that side up there in the top three and contending, you know, Liverpool fans are patient. Yes, they're patient. But every football fan's patience has a limit. I think he's got to start well.
Such is the standard of Arsenal and Manchester City and Liverpool. You'd have to suggest that they'll need a flying start. You can't see any other than Manchester City and Arsenal certainly having a great start unless, you know, some bizarre happens.
There's a good piece actually inside the Times today by Paul Joyce. Slot's ability to realise players' potential won Anfield the top job. I could not ignore this opportunity. There's focus on Nunez, 24, who scored 18 goals in all competitions this season. Maybe not quite hitting the heights that some people wanted him to this season, but Slot helped Santiago Jimenez, 23, thrive at Feyenoord. The forward scored 49 goals in 86 games for the Dutch side who won the Eredivisie title in the 22-23 season. That desire for detail that Slot possesses, that's what's earned him the job. So it'll be interesting to see if he could take Nunez that step further. You look doubtful, Jeff.
Well, has Jurgen Klopp got no desire for detail?
I
think it's insulting to Klopp. I think, you know, I'm sure that if you just looked on the basis of coaches and who got the best out of players, you put Klopp there, and at the moment you put Slot some way below him. Now that may turn around as the years go on, but to say his attention to detail would bring the best out of Darwin Nunez, I think that's slightly disrespectful to Jurgen Klopp.
But Klopp's leaving. Klopp's opted to leave.
Yeah, but they're saying that
the
he
next
did
option?
not bring the best. What the inference is that Klopp did not get the best out of Darwin Nunez.
But at least some managers can bring the best out of you, can bring the best out of strikers.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that totally. However, what I would say, I think it's a finishing issue with Nunez. I think his general all round play is good. It's a little bit like Jackson. I don't think they're the finished article in terms of their finishing. I think they'll both score a fair percentage of goals, and I think both of them will improve in their level of finishing. I mean, Nunez is a bit like Jackson in the respect. I think they still, both of them, snatch a little bit at their finishes. But then if Nunez is in training all the time working with somebody like Salah, you've got to watch, you've got to learn. I actually think he'll learn more by watching some of his teammates, particularly Salah and the great finishers, than from anyone else or anywhere else. That's what I think with particularly centre forwards.
And look, Slot's going to come with big recommendations, and rightly so. But getting a player to score, 140 goals in 23 games in the Dutch Eredivisie against, go-ahead Eagles and Heerenveen and Heracles, it's not exactly the same as scoring goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, Slot tends to provide one-to-one presence in the analysis room and also on the training pitch, and is known to put together his own clips of player display rather than rely on the club's analysts as well. So this is just Paul Joyce writing his piece on what made Arne stand out to replace the big boots that will be Jurgen Klopp.
He's got big boots to fill, I'll tell you that right now.
He has indeed.
There's one or two opinions that Liverpool might not start. As I said yesterday, I'll stand by it, guys. I don't think you can comment really and we all make predictions at the start of the season because that's our game. We'll have a good bit of fun with it. I'd be very guarded making any positions about Liverpool, or predictions rather, about Liverpool until I saw their starting squad for the season.
Yeah, no, agree. Shebahn, thanks very much.
Thanks, Shebahn.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.